guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who's it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about BB 26 or Big Brother season 26, and let's get right into the video. Let's get right into it. This season was literally like one of the best seasons if you really think about it. You know, we have a twist, the AI Arena twist, that really, you know, actually did something, really shook up the season, you know, really actually kept us tuned in for like the first 5 to 6 weeks for sure. It was very much great in its gameplay, you know, the veto being used almost every week except for the last week. You know what I'm saying? Veto being used like every week. There was a split house. There was, you know, no unanimous, you know, votes to evict. Like, you know, you come close into one vote. Like if one person flipped their vote, somebody else could have went home. Like that's how close these votes to evict people out each week was. Like this season was really like one of the top tier seasons that we had in a really long time. Like the last great season that we had was Big Brother 23. You know what I'm saying? Like the past 3 years was Big Brother 23. Let's talk about Chelsea and Chelsea's game from start to finish. From start to finish, Chelsea was basically strategizing and dominating this house since she entered the house. They said for these house guests to go inside the house. Chelsea opened the door and let everybody else walk in before she walked in. She said they're not getting that first in, first out, you know, little curse thing. She said that's not gonna be her. Then, you know, she was creating alliances. You know, we have the collective, we have the Pentagon, and then it was the core with her, Cam, and Cedric. Like she was in 3 alliances off the bat. Like, and the collective was basically half the house already. Like she was good, she was safe. Angela won the first HOH. She won the second HOH. People always say the second HOH, you know, it tends to not win the game. And look where she ended up. She ended up winning the game. When Cedric gets sent home, that really put a blunder in her game. Cedric getting sent home, she was like, nah, we gotta get payback. She got payback essentially in, you know, trying to find a way for for Tucker to get sent home. And what happened? Tucker got sent home. Okay, Tucker got sent home. She got the vote to be flipped and Tucker got sent home. Tucker lost his AI Arena. And yeah, Tucker got sent home. When Brooklyn got sent home, that's another 2 Pentagon members out. She had to figure out where did she go from here, because those are her two closest allies besides Cam. You know what I'm saying? It's like, where do you go from here? Quinn was already like very sketchy, because how did the Pentagon even got to be known? Because of Quinn. Quinn told Chemo and Takor was like, nah, we gotta flip this, and they flipped on Cedric, which was really like the biggest blind side, really. But you know, it is what it is. From there, you know, after losing Cedric in Brooklyn, you know, she just was in a duo with Cam, and you know, she basically aligned herself with Quinn because, you know, try to repair the little collective or Pentagon that they had. And then, you know, when she made the decision for herself, got out Joseph on Quinn's HOH. Then, you know, I think after that, that's when Mackenzie started to like get reeled into you know, Chelsea's game. Because I think Chelsea and Mackenzie from like at least day one had like a little rapport with each other. You know, they weren't working together per se, but you know, Chelsea definitely and Mackenzie definitely had a rapport, especially after her second HOH. You know, they were celebrating together, whatever. But, you know, even though Mackenzie was not a part of any of her alliances. Then from there, you know, after getting Joseph out, you know, on Quinn's HOH, then getting Quinn out, like on her HOH, like, you know, she was really, you know, doing it. She was doing it up. So then when we get into the janky world, that's when the whole game kind of really pivots to where It's either going to be Takora winning the season or is it going to be Chelsea winning the season. Takora had herself, Chemo, and Robina as a trio, and then it was Chelsea, Cam, and Mackenzie. So as a trio. When Leah became HOH, it was really like, what's going to happen next? Because after Quinn basically got sent home on Chelsea's HOH, and Quinn was Leah's final two, it was like, where does Leah go from here? Does she get back at Chelsea and Mackenzie, essentially? Or who does she put up? Even Angela could have been an option, but, she reeled in with Angela because Angela was also one of her final twos. So, and then she ended up, putting up Chemo and Robina. And that was like, oh, okay, she didn't pick Takor or Chelsea. Let's see how that goes. But when Angela wins the POV, Power of Veto, and she uses on Chemo because she wanted Chelsea, or Takor to get sent, put up because, I don't know, Angela had some type of beef with Chelsea because, Angela was a pawn. She's been on the block for like 6, 7 to 8 times. She's been a pawn, so she was getting tired of it. So when it was Chelsea's HOH and Angela got put up, she felt some type of way towards Chelsea, like, oh, you could put somebody else, and just like, girl, you've been on the block, you're kind of like a non-factor. You're kind of like by default, you're going to be sitting on the block, regardless if you didn't win HOH. Like, regardless, like, you're kind of like the blockbuster of the season, to be honest. But Angela felt some type of way, so she was like, you know what? She had a gripe with Chelsea. Then with Takor, I don't know why Angela felt some type of way with Takor. Because, to be honest, people should feel some type of way with Angela. Angela was just she was faking her tears, putting on acts, putting on a show, definitely. And I'm just like being mean to people from day one. And then when people get a little snappier with her, it's a problem. Anyways, she wanted Leah to put up Takor because she was like, oh, we can get Chelsea some other time. So Leah did just that. And, Mackenzie and Angela was in on it, like, okay, let's get Takor out because Takor is very much, a strong player. Because, even though Takor only won, like, 1 HOH, she had people, Chemo and Robina were her people. A social game that people really appreciated and liked about Takor, and people were, like, kind of scared of that social game that Takor had. So therefore, when Leah put up Takor and Robina was on the block and they were in Janky World, that was just probably one of the worst weeks as well, because just like they were outside for the full week. They didn't get to be inside. And then Takor's last days in the house was outside. Takor gets evicted and Chelsea and her trio survived the block. And it's just basically by the grace of God that Chelsea and her trio survived the block, like, for sure. So from then, Mackenzie basically worked for Chelsea here on out. Mackenzie was basically her foot soldier, Chelsea's foot soldier here on out. She was winning, competitions left and right. Chelsea back and forth, left and right. Like, from here on out, it was either Chelsea or Mackenzie. Like, literally, Chelsea, Mackenzie, like, Chelsea, Mackenzie winning competitions. Literally. Like, yeah, just winning competitions left and right. So when Chelsea, when Mackenzie won the next HOH, she puts up, Chemo and Robina. And I think the Pulito got used, and then Leah gets put up. So, and the thing is that Leah kind of thought after taking out Takor that, Mackenzie, Angela, and her would be like another trio, and, Mackenzie would have been rocking with them. But Mackenzie was like, nah, I've been rocking with Chelsea and Cam, so she gonna stay over there. With that being said, Mackenzie, Chelsea really finessed Mackenzie because she really influenced Leah getting out on her HOH. Leah was very much viable to Mackenzie's game. Leah was basically gunning for Chelsea because they were like, take Takor out, let's take Chelsea out the next week. If Chelsea ever set foot on that block, she would have been out by Angela and Leah. would have been voting for her. So with that being said, it was very much important for Chelsea to, influence, Mackenzie to put Leah on the block. And when she did, everybody got her out. Like, she got out. Then there was double HOH. Chelsea came back. She won that double HOH. She won it. She put Angela and Chemo on the block. Angela gets sent home. Bam. Next you know, Mackenzie won the next HOH. Like, it was just back and forth, back and forth. Chemo and Rabina up. Chemo gets sent home. Then we're down to final four. And it's Rabina with Chelsea, Cam, and Mackenzie. And it was just like, Chelsea won the next HOH for the final four. It was, both Cam and Mackenzie, they both volunteered to be on the block. And that's just a testament to Chelsea's game. Like, you volunteering or you being okay with Chelsea putting on the block because, Chelsea's going to keep you okay. You keep you safe. And then, Rabina gets sent home. So it's the final three. The trio, they survived, everything. And it's down to the final three. Chelsea won the first part of the HOH. Mackenzie won the second part of the HOH. And then the final HOH, I was just like, why did Chelsea switch her answer? Because it could have been a tie and they could have had like a tiebreaker question. But she, at the last second, she switched her answer from B to, I think, A or something like that. And that was the wrong answer. I'm just like, girl, you could have went into a tiebreaker and probably won that tiebreaker. But I'm just like, I'm kind of glad that she did not have to make the decision to cut Cam. Or not cut Cam, to cut Mackenzie at final three, at final two. I'm glad that she didn't have to do that. Because I think at that, Mackenzie probably would have felt like really betrayed. So I'm glad that Mackenzie, cut Cam and took, Chelsea to it. And, it is what it is because it kind of all fell into place. Chelsea was gaming hard the last night. She was basically telling, Mackenzie, like, no matter what, I'm going to bring you to final two, Even though her and Cam were locked in since day one. That was her dog, She was gonna take Cam in, essentially, but I think she was actually kind of like finding that, like, Mackenzie really put in the work. She put in the work to actually be in the final two. So it's kind of like, makes sense for Mackenzie to be in final two, but if you want an easy win, Cam is that for you because besides that veto, back when Tucker was still in the game, that's the only veto Cam won. And to be honest, Cam had kind of little to no influence on the game. The only decision that Cam even did or kind of had like a stronghold on was when him and Chelsea sent home Takor. Because if Cam even swayed and said he's going to keep Takor with Chelsea, that could have been, such a good thing because that would have been Chemo, Chelsea, and Cam voting to keep Takor. And all it would have been was Angela and Mackenzie voting to evict Takor. So I'm just like, if they just had those three votes locked in, Takor would have been still in the game. But, it is what it is. He was like, nah, you gotta get Takor out. And Chelsea was just like, what, she's gonna stick with Cam. They voted Takor out, even though they kind of felt like, in the long run, that probably wasn't best. But they still got to the final three at the end of the day, so it is what it is, good to them, good for them. But, that was probably the only decision that he kind of stronghold and made a decision, and at the end of the day, it wasn't good for his game. He didn't end up winning any competitions, even though he was really trying his best. I would say this guy was really trying to win these competitions. Like, he was just this short to winning a lot of them. I think the final four HOH with Chelsea, like, if Cam didn't get that right or something like that, Chelsea probably wouldn't have won that or something like that. Because I think it was tied between Rabina and Chelsea. And I think Cam locked in first. He got the answer right first. And then that means, and since Chelsea had more points than the rest of them, that's how she won. Because if he didn't lock in first, that would have been a Rabina HOH, and that wouldn't have been good. But yeah, so he was just this short on a lot of these competitions, but you know, no cigar. I mean, I feel like if Mackenzie wasn't in the game in the long run, I think he probably would have had like probably a little fighting chance to win some of these HOH and competitions. But Mackenzie, she was just beasting through. Like, no matter what, she was beasting through these competitions. So I mean, he tried his best, but as they say, you know, these HOH and, you know, power veto competitions are very harder than they seem. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, good for Cam. He ended up being in, you know, final 3. He didn't get any money, but you know, he got here, you know, some way, somehow. But you know, back to the game, back to the whole situation. Chelsea, you know, basically dominated the season. Like, once again, she was in 3 alliances from the beginning of the season. You know, she was able to, you know, reconfigure and basically try to adapt after losing, you know, Brooklyn and Cedric from the Pentagon, and you know, Cedric from the core. That was her trio. That would have been her final 3. It was Cedric, you know, Cam, and herself. You know, she, you know, found a way to adapt. Find a way to have. She was very social, had a very social connection. She had connections with Quinn, because Quinn was a Pentagon member. You know, that Quinn kind of trusted her and all that stuff. You know, still wanted to work with her in a sense. So, and she, you know, Mackenzie was basically working for her at the end of the day. Cam, you know, he was working for her as well at the end of the day. So Chelsea really ate this season up. I would say Tiffany and Claire from Big Brother 23 basically walked so Chelsea and Mackenzie can run, because that's basically what it's giving. Tiffany was very strategic, basically strategic mastermind behind Big Brother 23. And I guess if it wasn't for the cookout or the cookout situation, and you know, Tiffany was working for herself, whatever, Claire would have been behind Tiffany, you know, 100%. You know, the fact that Claire was okay with the whole situation after I'm learning about the cookout and learning about all the scheming and, you know, situation that was going on in Big Brother 23, and she was just like, you know what, this is for a bigger purpose than her. You know, she was fine with it. She wasn't upset. Like, she knew that she got played, whatever. They walked so Mackenzie and Chelsea could run, because Mackenzie ended up working for Chelsea for the last whole half of the season. Like, that was Mackenzie's foot soldier at the end of the day. Whatever Mackenzie said she did, like, that's what happened. And you know, that's basically the comparison that we have. I would say if it wasn't for Devon from BB22, when she made that speech basically saying that we need to have more diversity in Big Brother, you know, that's really what got the ball going, you know, at the end of the day. So now we have Big Brother 23 the next season. And then from then, after Big Brother 23, Taylor Hale won Big Brother 24. Then we had Jag, who won Big Brother 25. And now Chelsea is win Big Brother 26. And like, let's talk about her win. We have a unanimous win. Everybody voted for it. It was a unanimous win. The fact that her speech, she ate her speeches up. Like, it was not even just a speech, her question. When she was answering those questions, I would say I have to give it to Decor and Cam. They set Chelsea's question up that it really just knocked Mackenzie out of the ballpark.
The greatest move that I made was two, actually. Convincing Mackenzie to use the veto on the person that she couldn't stand since day 6 was Angela, to get Quinn out to weaken Leah's game, because I knew Leah was targeting me for a while. And then I worked OT. Your girl put in some work.
Like Mackenzie, if she had like any type of fighting chance, like, that's gone. That was long gone after she answered those 2 questions from Decor and, you know, Cam. When she answered the question, basically said that Mackenzie couldn't stand Angela since day 6. Oh, she got Angela's vote. When she said that another big decision was getting Mackenzie to take Leah out, oh, she got Leah's vote. Because I'm just like, yeah, you know, Mackenzie, if you were sitting next to Cam, you probably could have got some votes. But nah, against Chelsea just said, I puppeteered basically the last half of your HOHs, essentially. Almost every HOH. that you had. I puppeteered. I made sure you worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had like that. She was like, I didn't even have to win the final three HOH. I knew either Kim or Mackenzie was taking me regardless.
And lastly, skillfully. Yes, I have won a lot of competitions. The most HOH competitions of this season. I've put up 12 nominees, 8 house guests, which is half the house, yet still I had only seen the block once since day 38. So I played a competitive game. I won when I wanted to, not when I had to. That proves today. I didn't have to win. I knew I was going to be sitting in this seat because I knew my social game was strong. That is why you should choose me. Not only am I a super fan, not only am I from Rancho Cucamonga, not only am I Auntie Julie's niece, I am a dang good player. Mic drop. That's it.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yes, you're welcome, Auntie. I love you.
Thank you, Rabina. Okay, Chemo.
Like, do you understand how like, oh, she ate that up? Do you understand how great that sounds? You didn't have to win, because regardless, I was being taken to the final two. Like, do you understand how, like, she ate that up? That was like, oh, I was like, Mackenzie, get off the floor. Because Mackenzie's answers weren't bad, but like Chelsea said, you know, she did great, but I'm better. Like, I did better. Like, she has a resume because of all her comp wins, but what did she really strategically did? Like, what was she really purposely behind? Because at the end of the day, all of her decisions basically come back to Chelsea. Like, full circle, all of her decisions become back to Chelsea. Like, she worked for Chelsea. So, you know, and for her being the first black woman, first woman to be honest, period, the first woman to win unanimously, first black woman to win unanimously, like, one of 4 people to win a game unanimously. Like, her stats does not lie. Like, she ate this season up. She called herself the Diamond. I was like, oh, this is giving me back to Taylor Hill's Big Brother 24 speech when she said she was a sword. Okay. I was like, oh, the Diamond? Okay. She said, look at my game from all angles. It's a diamond, you know? It's basically perfect, okay? Essentially, she plays such a like strategic, skillful, social game. Like, she really ate this season up, and I'm just like, she's definitely a top tier player, very much a top 5 player, to be honest. Out of all 26 seasons of Big Brother, you know, she's a top 5 player for sure. Really dominated the season, you know, from someone who loses alliance members and still stood on top. She said she started from the bottom, from being a microtrip with Cedric to, you know, winning the season. Winning the $750,000.
Congratulations, Chelsea! You are the winner of Big Brother.
Who's doing it like her? Who is? But I would definitely really enjoy the season. This season has up and downs, whatever. Tucker ended up winning the America's Favorite Player.
Winner of America's Favorite House Guest is Tucker!
I was just like, I did not want Angela to win because Angela was giving bitter, okay? At jury roundtable, when Taylor had to basically clock some sense into her, she was just like, you know, from the beginning of the season, you're being very nasty and mean to people. Oh, Chelsea was being that to you, and you have a problem with it.
Chelsea just got under my skin, and the way that she addressed me, like, Angela, and then she'd, like, pull back and then come find me later and apologize. So...
Didn't you have to do that too this season?
Yes, but that's me. I didn't like it happening to me, so I don't know. Okay, fine, Taylor. Fine, I'm looking in the mirror. Yes, I did that. I'm spicy.
Is spicy just another form of being bitter?
I'm bitter.
And then she tried to act like this was the Angela show. Like, girl, you're at the jury round table, okay? It's not about you at all. You're saying that she had bad jury management from who? From who? Because the core ended up going into jury feeling like Chelsea had her back. Rabina, she watched the video and she didn't feel any type of way towards Chelsea. Quinn, he knew Chelsea played a game. Like, she played a game. Leah probably might felt some type of way, you know. And Angela, chemo, whatever. I mean, I think that Takora, she thought that Chelsea was the vote to keep her. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Chelsea and Takora was rocking with Chelsea. She was one of the people sticking up for Chelsea in the jury house. So, yeah. But this was a really great season from start to finish. They had their highs and lows from, you know, the fight between Angela and Matt, from Tucker and Cedric's fight. And I'm just like, the thing is Cedric told Tucker not to use the power, or to not to use the power of veto. And what did he do? He ended up using the power of veto. Like, why did he do that? Like Cedric said, don't use it. You don't got the votes. He didn't listen. He was like, oh, I don't care, whatever. And then he basically cursed him out for no reason. And he had to watch. Like, I'm glad that he got home and actually watched that back and was like, oh, Cedric was actually right. Like, Cedric did not play you at all. Like, Cedric was trying to save you, and, you know, you just like, I'm gonna do my own thing. But Tucker won the America's Favorite Player. I was just glad that Angela didn't win, because I just did not want her to win. I'm like, if that's your fave, you know, do you. But I just did not want her to win. So at the end of the day, these are some very favorable winners for sure. I just knew Chelsea everybody knew since Takora's eviction, Chelsea was gonna win. There was like, give her the money, Chelsea's winning. Like, it was a toss-up between those two, but after Takora got evicted, it was like Chelsea's winning. And to see that she won unanimously was probably the biggest shock. Because I really thought Angela and Leah was gonna be like, oh, Mackenzie. But unanimously, oh, she ate that up. Like, give her 10s for real, for real. But anyway, guys, this was Big Brother 26 season review. You know, I do these every year. I wait till the end of the season to review the entire season and my thoughts about it, whatever. I will be back here, you know, when the next season comes back, you know, season 27, BB 27. Let's see how that goes. But anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.